2026 theme for the Met Gala was costume art, exploring the centrality of the dressed body and dress code dubbed appropriately, fashion is art. Some of the ways the designers interpreted this theme often put a major focus on silhouette and enhancing or captivatingly concealing the form underneath. The biggest trends that we saw were bold hues, Grecian-inspired gowns, and transformative looks. So let's start with Rihanna and A$AP Rocky. Her gown drew inspiration from the medieval architecture found in Flanders, Belgium, and he went with a Chanel look. I feel like these are all right. I mean, hers I find to be extremely overwhelming. Obviously, the Met Gala, we have to look at it through a more artistic lens rather than exclusively as we typically do, which is how does this garment flatter the wearer? We're not necessarily looking at it through that lens today because, it's the Met Gala. It is all about art, especially in light of the theme this year of fashion is art. And this was a dress that took like thousands of hours to embroider with all of these embellishments, but it just feels a little bit overwhelming to me. I don't know. I get it. It could be very statuesque. I think it might have been more impactful if she had gloves, perhaps, to really make it look more like a statue. And his, I feel like it's okay. Emma Chamberlain's dress is absolutely stunning, though. This just looks like a painting, which I think embodies the theme perfectly, and by a stroke of magic and mastery in design, it actually does flatter her. This fringe off the sleeves is impeccable. It looks like a waterfall. This is amazing. I really, really like this. This might be like the best fashion is art dress that I saw at the Met Gala personally. Really, really cool. Jeremy Pope's Vivienne Westwood piece is from fall 1996. It's a corseted evening jacket embroidered with pearls, glass beads, sequins, and stones on Duchess silk. And it is quite nice. Gwendolyn Christie brought some serious drama here. I feel like the styling and the makeup of it is very statuesque. And the dress itself, I just don't love these poofies around the knee before the mermaid of the skirt. I feel like they're probably meant to echo the headpiece, but the headpiece is in all these different hues, so I don't feel like those work as well. I don't care for those as much. I feel like they just kind of added mess. Beyonce wearing a silvery skeleton dress is an excellent representation of fashion is art. It's very, very interesting, well done. And although it is a naked dress, I like that it looks like there's a little bit of a lining that helps. I wonder if it would have been more impactful with a black base rather than nude. What do you guys think? If this had a black base underneath the skeleton, do you think it would be more or less impactful than this nude shade? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Hailey Bieber's Saint Laurent is one of the prettiest interpretations of the theme because the breastplate really reminds you of a statue, and the bright, beautiful blue shade is so gorgeous, especially together with this blue. This is really, really beautiful and well done. I like this one a lot because you know why? It flatters her while still staying on theme. So very, very successful. I think this would have been cool to have like some sort of a little bit of a gold headband or headpiece as well. That would have been pretty. However, Ashley Graham's I don't think is as successful. It's just a little plain, a little boring to me. I feel like this isn't exciting enough for the Met Gala. And I'm not sure that I would say this is like fully embodying fashion as art. What do you guys think? I don't know. I don't like that one as much. Chase Infiniti's Tom Brown's dress is inspired by the ancient Greek Venus de Milo statue. It used 1.5 million stacked sequins paired with tiered silk fringes in over 600 different colors. This is absolutely beautiful and very well done, but it looks very, very heavy. I don't like it as much as Emma Chamberlain's, but it does embody the theme and it is really, really beautiful. Masterful craftsmanship there. Cara Delevingne is wearing Ralph Lauren, and it's very Ralph Lauren. I guess Rooney Mara wore this in November 2011 on the Vogue cover. This one has beading all up the back. I think it's beautiful art for sure, but in terms of fashion art, but I don't know that it's as impactful as some of the others due to the simplistic front. Same goes for Nicole Kidman's Chanel dress. This took 800 hours of handcraft to bead with ruby-hued sequins and feathers. And it's a beautiful dress, you guys. I mean, this looks amazing, and her makeup has that rosy hue. That's a really good choice. She looks modern and delicious in this. This is great. But does it rise to fashion is art for the Met Gala? I don't know. Emma Chamberlain's dress set me on this standard here now that it literally looked like paint. And it was hand painted. So now I'm feeling like some of these didn't quite meet the theme like that did. But this is a really beautiful dress, and I love it. I think it's gorgeous. This could go on a red carpet and look fine. Sarah Pigeon's Loewe dress, I don't think this works for the theme. It doesn't look great. It's not very flattering. And I don't know that it's got enough to it to say this goes for theme, you know? Like, it's just kind of a blah, bow, bado bra with a pencil skirt. Couldn't we try harder, Loewe, for the Met Gala? Venus Williams is wearing a Swarovski look with a neck plate that she custom designed with symbols to represent her life, with LA's Watts Tower. Well, that's really interesting. I feel like this works well for fashion is art. It's got a lot of costume elements to it. It's very beautiful, but then the dress itself still flatters her nicely. I think this is a win, but it's not the most profound of the night. I don't really care for Kim Kardashian's molded breastplate and leather skirt here. I feel like the brown portions of the leather skirt just look kind of messy and not great, not very flattering. I feel like this would have been better if they stuck with the orange and copper tones instead of incorporating this brown that just doesn't look that great. Doesn't look very flattering. I also wish she would have done an updo of some kind, something a little bit more sleek, so that this could have been celebrating the form beneath the costume a little bit better and a little bit more. But the color is really nice and interesting. Angela Bassett's pink dress, I think, is just okay. Honestly, it looks a little tacky to me. The color scheme combined with the beads, and it's not fitting her bust line properly at all. So I'm not sure that this one really was as successful as it intended to be. Zoe Kravitz is wearing a sculptural lace dress. I think this is really pretty. This is something new and different in terms of doing a lacy black dress. Having these sculptural skirt elements, I think that's an interesting enough move to make it work here. Sabine Getty's Ashi Studio dress is, I find it to be a little unsettling because the hands on it are so realistic, it makes it look like she has 4 hands. So it's on theme, but I'm not sure that I like it that much. Coleman Domingo's Valentino look, again, it's not my favorite. I feel like just weaving a quilted pattern onto a relatively standard silhouette isn't exciting enough or polished and elevated enough for this venue. I really like Isha's dress though. This is absolutely gorgeous, sari-esque. I don't love the big halo plumage situation, but I like the rest of the piece. It is quite sculptural, so I guess for, the theme, it works. Laufey's Tory Burch dress is very, very simple. I feel like this was really, really flattering for her, for sure. But I don't know that it's necessarily on theme enough. But it looks really beautiful on her. Very, very flattering, great for her proportions. Lindsey Vonn's Tom Brown dress channeled the classical body subsection of the exhibition with an awe-inspiring dress beaded to create a marbling effect that mimics swirling limestone in an homage to classical sculpture. Well, if I hadn't read that, I would have looked at this and said, it's not the most flattering bit, is it? I think that's a really cool technique for the fabric, but they still could have done the fabric placement and structure of the dress differently to make it a little bit more flattering for her specifically. Something that gave her, a little bit more definition and just worked with her body a little bit more and maybe looked a little bit more sculptural. Maybe like, some seams around some contours here and there kind of maybe would have been a nice way to really push it into clearly sculptural, because I always say if it doesn't look intentionally that way, then they didn't really hit the mark on how their design was going to be interpreted by just, an average viewer, an average person looking at the design versus somebody who is like in on what they were thinking. Gigi Hadid's Miu Miu dress is well executed, but it's a naked dress, and I'm tired of these. I don't care for these at all. I think they're dated and kind of lazy at this point. It's like it's relying on the shock value to be the sheerness of it itself, but we're so desensitized to it at this point, there is no shock value left, so then it just kind of is like blah. You know? Why are your knickers the feature focal point of the look? Couldn't we try harder? Like this Swarovski dress, this silver Swarovski dress. This is beautiful. It's sculptural. It reminds me of a statue, but it's bejeweled, bedazzled. I think this is pretty, and it flatters her, the structure of it itself. As per usual, Janelle Monáe went over the top with this Christian Siriano look. It's tech meets flora, okay? It's electric cables, moss, succulents, and circuit board fragments. A dress that is upcycled and recyclable. Okay, I mean, it's a costume, all right. But I wonder why. Why this, you know? I don't love it. It's overwhelming, it's strange, it's too costumey for me, but maybe that's what the Met Gala is looking for. Maya Hawke's Prada dress is super cool. I think this is really beautiful, very cool, very artistic. Lisa's dress has spare hands holding up this sort of cape. It's very cool, it's very costumey, and very well done. This Harris Reed dress, the worst part about it, in my opinion, is the belly button. I don't think we needed to go for a belly button. The rest of it, I could see being very cool. But the belly button, no thanks. Naomi Watts' Dior dress, I think, is really beautiful. This is one I can get behind. I like it. I like the flowers. I think it's gorgeous. And Jisoo's Dior dress is absolutely gorgeous. I really like this one. It's a strapless pink Dior column gown with a pretty pink floral arrangement inspiration, embroidered with a garden scene and trimmed with floral bouquets. I think this is really pretty. I like it. It's sculptural. It's on theme. I love it. I think this is good. So I feel like there was definitely the opportunity to go more crazy, as is always with the Met Gala. Like the one with the antennas and the extra arms and things of that nature, or Janelle Monáe's, that I don't really feel like turned out that well. But there were actually some that I was surprised at how well they did turn out. And Zoe Kravitz's is beautiful. It could be on a red carpet, just gorgeous. Same with Venus Williams. Some of these turned out actually good ones. Naomi Watts' dress. Nicole Kidman's, wonderfully beautiful, gorgeous. But for me, the top two would be Hailey Bieber's Saint Laurent with the gold breastplate. I mean, that's just great. It's perfect. It's stunning. It's on theme. And it's beautiful enough and flattering enough to be a regular flattering dress. But for on theme, Emma Chamberlain's painted dress is so beautiful and so perfectly fashion is art on theme that I feel like it can't be beat. But what do you guys think? What was your best and worst of this bunch? Leave it in the comments, and I'll be back with part 2 if you guys want it. You gotta let me know. Thank you for joining me for today's fashion edition. I hope you have a happy day ahead, and I'll see you next time. Bye!